The three-tier tower, how the system segments humanity. Before you even think about checking your bank balance today, I want you to stop and visualize something. Imagine you are standing in front of a massive 100-story glass tower that pierces the clouds. This tower represents the global banking system in the year 2026. You walk through the heavy revolving doors and you find yourself in a lobby that feels more like a cathedral than a business. You walk toward a set of elevators, but as you reach for the buttons, you notice something strange. There are only 3 options. Where you get off that elevator doesn't just determine where you spend your afternoon, it determines your entire legacy.
It determines whether you spend your life running on a treadmill of debt, or if you spend your life watching your wealth grow while you sleep.
Most people believe the lie that a bank is a safe vault for their savings. They believe the bank is a helpful service provider. They are fundamentally wrong. In 2026, the bank is a sorting machine. The moment you tap your phone or enter your PIN, the algorithm has already analyzed your history, your habits, and your potential. It doesn't see a human being with dreams and a family. It sees a data point to be categorized. Today, on Wealth Logic Pro, we are going into the restricted areas of this tower. We are going to expose the hidden mechanics of the 3 floors and show you exactly how the banks treat the poor, the middle class, and the elite differently. More importantly, I'm going to show you how the smart money is currently finding the emergency stairs and exiting the building before the doors lock. Every second of this analysis counts. Let's head to the first level, the foundation of the building. The basement, the harvested revenue streams. The elevator doors slide open in the basement. It's loud, it's humid, and the air feels like it's being sucked out of the room. This is where the bank keeps the poor. But look at the bank's internal ledgers, and you'll see they don't use the word poor. They use the term revenue streams. It seems impossible, doesn't it? How can the people with the least amount of money be the ones making the bank the most profit? They do it through a cold-blooded system I call the tax on being broke. Imagine you have exactly $10 left in your account. You buy a $4 coffee, but a subscription fee you forgot about hits at the same time. You're overdrawn by a single dollar. Does the bank stop the transaction to help you? No. They let it go through so they can hit you with a $35 overdraft fee. They are charging you money specifically because you don't have enough money. It is a mathematical trap designed to keep you at zero. They add monthly maintenance fees if your balance is too low, and they charge you to use ATMs that aren't theirs. On this floor, the bank is a predator. They don't want you to fail completely. They need you to stay just solvent enough to keep paying these tiny, constant taxes on your existence. In the basement, you are the fuel that keeps the tower's furnace burning, but you are never allowed to come upstairs and feel the warmth. The middle floors, the golden cage of yield farming. We step back into the elevator and rise to the 50th floor. The doors open and the atmosphere changes instantly. There is soft jazz playing, the walls are a calming shade of blue, and the bank tellers address you by your last name. This is the middle class floor. It feels like success, but in reality, this is the most dangerous floor in the entire building. This is the golden cage. The bank loves the middle class because you have something the people in the basement don't. The capacity to work for 40 years without stopping. You are the yield farmers. The bank takes the small savings of the people in the basement and lends them to you at 7% interest to buy a house. They tell you that your home is your biggest asset, but if you have to pay the bank every month to keep it, it's not your asset, it's theirs. On this floor, you are sold the dream of credit. Credit is just a polite, professional word for future labor already sold to the system. You spend your best years working under neon lights to pay back a loan for a car you used to get to work, and a mortgage for a house you only see at night. The bank is paying you 0.05% interest to hold your money, while they charge you 20% interest when you use your credit card. You are the engine that keeps the tower standing, and you are kept just comfortable enough so that you never look for the exit. The penthouse, the sovereign partners. Finally, the elevator hits the 100th floor. The penthouse. The doors open to a view that spans the entire horizon. Here, the laws of gravity and the laws of finance simply stop working. On this floor, the bank doesn't charge fees. They give gifts. They don't want your deposits, they want your partnership. While the people in the basement are being harvested and the people in the middle are being farmed, the people in the penthouse are borrowing to rule. Here is the secret they don't want you to know. The elite don't use their own money to get rich. They use yours. An elite client will take a loan from the bank at a tiny 2% interest rate. They don't use that money to buy a car or a TV. They use it to buy a cash-flowing business or a piece of industrial real estate that pays them a 10% return. They pocket the 8% difference and pay zero taxes, because in the eyes of the law, a loan isn't income. They are getting wealthier using the bank's capital, while the bank uses the deposits from the middle floors to fund the deal. On this level, the bank is a concierge, a high-end servant that ensures the wealthy stay wealthy regardless of what happens to the rest of the world. The emergency exit and the 2026 reset. In the year 2026, the glass in this tower is starting to crack. We are entering what Wealth Logic Pro calls the Great Liquidity Trap. The system has become so heavy with debt that the foundation is shaking. The banks are preparing for a silent run, a digital reset where the elevator doors will suddenly lock and the apps will stop working. When the power goes out, the people in the basement and the middle floors will be trapped inside. But the people in the penthouse, they've already moved their wealth into the emergency exit. They aren't holding paper currency or digital numbers in a bank app. They are holding anti-fragile assets. These are things that exist outside the tower. Hard commodities, private businesses, and decentralized ledgers that no bank can delete with a keystroke. Wealth in 2026 isn't defined by how much debt you can manage. It's defined by how much of your life you actually own. Stop being the fuel. Stop being the engine. It is time to stop playing the game they designed and start playing the game they are afraid of. Audit your accounts today. Look at your debt-to-asset ratio. If you are paying the bank more than they are paying you, you are on the wrong floor, and the doors are about to close. Subscribe to Wealth Logic Pro. Join the community of sovereign individuals who refuse to be victims of a failing system. Stay sharp, stay sovereign, and I'll see you at the exit.